I think we can all agree that one of the most important things for videographers is actually audio. So today we're going to test out 3 different microphones. I'm using the Sheila Mark IIs right now. They come in this really cute box. I have a video about them if you want to look more in depth, but there's 2 microphones and the receiver for the camera. You can also plug them in onto your iPhone, which is amazing. But this is the audio that comes from it, and I think it's really nice. I prefer these for content creation, but I also use it for the bride on my weddings because it is tiny, it is magnets, so you can be mounted onto anywhere. And then it also has a little white puff that can be easily hidden on the bride's dress, depending on, you know, the dress that she's wearing. So love these mics, definitely give them a try. Case itself is so tiny. My only complaint is that the cable for the receiver doesn't fit in here. So I do have to carry that little baggie with me all the time, and it's really annoying because this is a charging case. So I wish they would have like thought about that and kind of made it like the DJI one that's a little bigger. So now that we have the DJI Mic 2s, I'm talking right into the microphone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clip it here so you can kind of hear the voice. They also have the magnets. I do think they're a little bit on the big side. You can also put this little muff on the top to avoid wind. And this, you can plug a lavalier in there as well. They do have a little clip on the back and then also a magnetic mount that you can put right into your shirt or just anywhere. You can just like stuck this in a car or whatever. Got one of these in the Osmo Pocket 3. I also got one in the Osmo Nano, so I said why not buy the receiver. I went ahead and purchased it, which comes with little attachments for your iPhone to make it really easy for you to film recordings right on your phone, which is amazing because the audio of this is just incredible. I just really like it. What I don't have, and most people will have if they buy the whole package, is a little case where you can just charge them in and have all your, all your things together and not lose them. So I kind of have all these things like laying around. Maybe at some point I'll look into if I can purchase the actual case by itself because it would be amazing. I really like these. They also have the option to record internally, and there are options for smaller ones like the DJI Mic 1, which are really cool for content creators. So for the most part, for my content creation, I stick to the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Osmo Nano just because they are smaller and they're easy to carry. And these mics just connect to them like immediately as soon as I turn them on. I don't have to do an extra step. And I also can connect them to a receiver when I'm doing a wedding. You do have to link them back and forth sometimes because sometimes they do disconnect, but it's not it's not such a painful process. But this is the sound of it. So I did forget to say that the DJI Mic 2s have an awesome noise cancellation feature that I use all of the time. And I just really find it very useful, especially right now, because I don't know if you can hear that they're strailing out there. I don't know if you can hear it with this. Here we have the Rode Wireless Go's, and I love the sound of this one. I would say this is my favorite mic in the entire planet. I've had these for the longest times. They're still going strong. They've done, I think, more than 90 weddings with me, and I just really like them. We'll put it right here so you can see the difference in sound, so I'm not speaking right into the microphone, and I just think they're incredible. They do bring a receiver, which is plugged into the camera, and both mics record internally, and I also have them set to stereo, so one's recording left, the other one's recording right, which you can also do with DJI Mic 2s. I'm not sure if you can do it with the HoloLens. I'm sure there's a stereo option in there, but I just think these mics are amazing. Obviously, the 3 mics that I mentioned come at a very different price, so you have to see what you're gonna use them for and what is important to you. I do think that if you have an incredible video with incredible images and your audio sucks, then your video is probably gonna flop. I would put audio right there on number 2, if not number 1 of priorities when you're content creating, and this is just one of my favorite ones. I love them. I use these for the groom, and I also have a little sleeve that goes right into the microphone for weddings when the speaker officiant or the speeches are happening. So it's just such a useful mic. You can also plug this into your H4n if you want to record as well that way, but I usually have the H1n from Zoom to plug into the DJ. So these are the 4 mics that I use. I also forgot to mention this shotgun mic that I have from Rode, which I am looking for maybe a Sennheiser or a Sony one to kind of go for this one because it's so useful to have on my extra cameras, and also if I'm like traveling or anything, I can just plug a little smaller onto my camera, maybe like the MKE 200 or the 400 or something like that. Anyways, that was the video for today on audio. Let me know which one was your favorite, if you are looking at any of these mics or if you own them already. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.